that time. It is that moment you've been waiting for, Legally Speaking Show in Mwangaza TV, where we give you the information you need. We cover and bring to light all the legal issues in every sector of life. Any question you bring forth, we have faithfully answered. And once again, we are here to do just that. I am joined by Irene Njeru, an advocate from Lewis and Company Advocate. She is also an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and she'll be taking us through understanding the rights of an employee. Are you an employee? Are you an employer? Do you know your rights? Do you have a domestic worker at home? What are her rights? Has she signed a contract? These are some of the things that we're going to be looking at. So kindly join us. Make sure that you're telling a friend to tell a friend on 22914 Facebook page Mwangaza TV and our YouTube channel Mwangaza TV Kenya. My name is Celestine Waka the Favored. Please join us and don't go away. So welcome on board, Irene. I know everyone is so interested and excited. Everyone wants to know, who is this Irene? By the way, she's the youngest lawyer I have encountered. Oh, I feel so good. So who is Irene?
Thank you so much, Celestine, for this opportunity.
Yes.
I'm Irene Njeru,
yes,
as you have mentioned. I'm
the youngest lawyer.
Yes.
I've met.
Yes, yeah. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and I'm pleased to be here.
Thank you so much. We are also honored that we invited and you came. So today we want to look at the rights of an employee or the rights of a worker. But then not everyone is a worker. Not everyone is an employee, because we know that those who may be not covered under this. So who is a worker or who is an employee?
Okay, thank you for that question, Celestine.
Yeah.
I will start by differentiating between an employee and a casual worker.
Okay.
These two are different. But even before I do that, I will start by saying that employment is governed by the Employment Act and the Constitution of Kenya 2010.
Okay.
These are the top two laws in Kenya that govern employment in this country.
Yes.
So now to the first question that you have asked. An employee is someone who has a contract with their employer. Yes, and they can be employed long-term, as you have said, civil servants, permanent and pensionable, or they can be under contract within a certain period, like 1 year contract or 2 year contract. Now, a casual worker, on the other hand, does not have a contract with their employer. These are people who are there to work for a day, a week, and they are paid wages, whereas employees are paid salaries at the end of the month.
All right.
Yes.
So from my understanding is, if at all, Sele, today I'm working and I'm not on contract, then I don't qualify to be an employee.
I will say yes and no.
I know many people are there, that's why I'm asking. Many people are there, they're working, there's no contract, but when you ask them, they're like, I'm employed. I'm employed by Lewis and Company Advocates.
Yes. So now, once someone has been employed and they work for a period of 3 months, even as a casual laborer, a continuous 3 months, these people are termed as employees, even if they were earlier on employed as casual workers, and they have a right to a contract. Now, that at the end of the day makes them an employee.
All right.
Yes.
So the casual laborers we have who've been working for more than 3 months, a year, we have those who've worked in a place for 2 years, and yet they have nothing to show. Actually, their rights have been infringed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because they are entitled to a contract according to the law.
Exactly. Now, because you've mentioned the contract, maybe take us through what a contract is and what is entailed in a contract?
Yes. So now there are two types of contracts.
Yes.
The contract that I'm talking about after the 3 months
Yes.
is the written contract that an employee is entitled to.
Okay.
And these written contracts will entail your name, who are you, who
Yes.
is this who is being employed, it's
Yes.
Celestine.
Yes.
It will also contain what position you are being employed as. Yes. So if you also indicate the salary that you are being paid at the
Yes.
end of the month, it will indicate clauses such as what responsibilities you
Yes.
have been given as an employee at that position. And the other thing that your contract will entail is your leave days, yes, which we'll talk about later.
Yes.
That vary depending on who has employed you.
Yes.
There is the standard number of leave days, but
Yes.
it may vary sometimes. And there is also the termination clause, how that contract can be terminated, yes, and the procedure that should be followed.
Okay.
So written contract is very important, and now the contract has to be signed by your employer and yourself as the employee. Yes.
So that's the first type. You've said there are two types.
Yes.
Okay.
The second type is the oral contract, which we do not advise you to have as an employee.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. Does it still bind, the oral contract? Me coming to you and telling you, know what, Irene, I've employed you from today. Are you going to be my secretary? You'll be earning, 100,000. Does it hold weight in the Kenyan law?
So an oral contract is binding,
Yes.
but you will have to back it up with
Okay.
more evidences. For instance, you are receiving salary. You will have to back it up with probably, let's say, bank statements to show
Okay.
you have been receiving such and such salary after every month. Yes, you will have to show, for instance, your attendance sheet at work showing that you usually attend work.
Yes.
So it needs to have some backup of other documentation to
Yes.
prove that actually you are an employee of a certain company. Unlike now, an employee now who has a written contract
Yes.
to provide to show that they were actually an employee of this certain company.
Wow.
Yes.
We are in Legally Speaking 22914 Facebook page, Mwangaza TV, and YouTube channel, Mwangaza TV Kenya. We want to narrow down to the available rights of an employee, because we've talked of the contract, which I believe is one of the number one rights, though you're going to talk about it. What other rights are there for me as an employee?
Okay, so yes, we have talked about the contract. That
Yes.
is one of the rights that an employee has. You have
Yeah.
a right to have a written contract.
Yes.
And it's one of the documents that we usually advise you to keep for yourselves.
Okay.
Yeah? You don't just say that you have a written contract and you don't have a copy for yourself.
Yes.
So now, Celestine, another right that an employee has is a right to leave days.
Aha.
So number one, we have the annual leave days that
Yes.
we have spoken about earlier.
Yes.
According to the law, the Employment Act, an employee is entitled to 21 leave days, a minimum of 21 paid leave days. Yes. So your employer should give you 21 leave days, but there are some employers that increase this number of days to
Okay.
28 to 30.
Okay.
That's why I've said
But
in
the minimum
contract,
must be 21.
it must be 21.
Okay.
And that's why I had mentioned in the contract it may vary.
Yes.
You may see that some company offers 28 leave days
Yes.
and others offer 21
yeah.
leave days.
Yeah.
Yes. And the other leave days that an employee is entitled to is maternity leave. And the law requires that you have a minimum of 3 months maternity leave.
Yes.
So an employee is entitled to this leave.
That is for the lady?
Yes, for the lady, of
Okay.
course. For the men, of course, they are not left out. They have 2 months. 2 weeks.
Which to them
Leave
is
days.
such a long time.
It's such a. Is it a long time?
It's a
though?
very long time for them. So they always complain, what will I be doing in 2 weeks?
But there are companies that offer more than 2 weeks, yes, which is also acceptable.
Okay.
So now that contract becomes binding to the
Okay.
company and the,
Okay.
employee.
Okay.
Yes. The other type of leave is the sick leave.
Yes.
So if an employee falls sick, they have a right to get those leave days so that they can get back to proper working health.
Is there a specified number of days that
Yes.
one is to be given,
Yes.
and especially when when he or she's sick?
Yes,
Alright.
there are 30 days paid sick leave days.
Okay.
And then
That is a month.
yes, and then now 15 days where you get half pay if you go on sick leave.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I just want us to clarify something before we move on. We've talked of the 3 types of leaves. We've talked of the annual leave.
Yes.
We've talked of the maternity leave, and we finally talked of the sick leave. Should the sick leave, when I'm sick, should the number of days I'll be away be deducted from my annual leave?
No.
Okay.
These are 2 different leaves.
Okay.
That is a sick leave, and this other one is the annual leave.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. It was very nice that we clarify that, because we've heard others who say you've been away for 20 days. 20 days have been deducted from your annual leave, and then you realize you're only left with 10 or so days. So that is the second right that we as employees need to have.
Yes.
What other rights are there?
So the other right that an employee has is a right to fair termination.
Okay.
An employer might decide to terminate you for one reason or the other, which the law allows.
Okay.
But this termination has to be lawful.
Okay.
Yes. So what do I mean by
Lawful
a lawful
termination.
termination? For the termination to be lawful, it has to be procedurally sound.
Okay.
And there has to be a fair or justified reason for
The termination.
the termination, and the procedure has to be sound.
Okay.
Yes, that is what I mean by having a fair termination.
When we talk of the procedure, there are those who will say, I'll give you a first warning letter or so. Is there a specified structure?
Yes.
All right.
There is a specified structure.
Okay.
Yes, so some will start with having warning letters.
Yes.
But what is in the law and required by the law is that if there is a reason to terminate, your employer should first issue you with a notice to show cause why you should not be terminated.
Okay.
And once you are issued with this notice to show cause on why you should not be terminated,
Yes.
you should be given sufficient time to respond to this notice. After you respond,
The time which is determined by your employer.
yes,
Okay.
the time should be determined by your employer,
Yeah.
but it should be sufficient time. You cannot be issued with a notice today and you are expected to respond today or
Okay.
tomorrow morning. It
Okay.
should be sufficient time.
Okay.
Yes, because the allegations that might be there may be allegations that you need time to sufficiently respond to.
Yeah.
So after you respond to this termination notice, you have a right now to have a hearing.
Okay.
They will give you a hearing date
Yes.
that should be convenient for you as the employee,
Yes.
where you will attend the hearing and you get an opportunity to be heard. Now after the hearing, they will give their determination. If their determination is to terminate your employment, then they will give you a notice of termination, and this should be a minimum notice of 30 days.
Okay.
And if they fail to give you a 30 days notice, they
Yes.
should pay you in lieu of this notice. Yes.
And what happens for someone who resigns? I think let's handle that before we move on. Someone who resigns, maybe in the contract it has been stated that I give a 2 weeks or a month notice, then I fail to do that, I resign. Is there also a law that now favors my employer?
Yes.
Okay.
As I had stated earlier, once you have a written contract with your employer, then these terms are binding not only to your employer but also to you as the employee. And if there was a notice period for you to terminate the contract, 2
Yes.
weeks, either party to terminate the contract,
Yes.
then it's expected of this person to issue notice within that period. If
Yes.
they do not issue notice, then there are repercussions.
Okay.
You are required now to also pay in lieu of notice. So it's not a one-way
Alright.
thing, it's a two-way thing. So you as the employee are required to pay in lieu of notice.
All right.
Yes.
That is legal termination.
Yes.
Can we talk of an illegal termination where we've had complaints, people complaining that I was illegally terminated. I was terminated without notice. What happens in such cases?
So in an event where an employee has been illegally terminated and fairly terminated, then then they have recourse. They can, number one, go to the labor office and get recourse from the labor office. And number two, they can approach the Employment and Labor Relations Court for redress. So once you take your complaint to the employment court, you have certain remedies that you will be given by the court out of this unfair termination.
Yes. All right. So thank you so much, our viewer. We are in our beautiful show, Legally Speaking. Remember to talk to us on 22914 Facebook page, Mwangaza TV, and our YouTube channel, Mwangaza TV Kenya. With advocate from Lewis and Company Advocates, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, Irene Njeru, and she's actually helping us understand our rights as employees, and not just employees, even your right as an employer, because based on what she has said, whenever you have a written contract or whichever type of contract you're having, it is binding to both parties. It's not just about the employer, it's equally about the employee. So we're going to take a short commercial break. We will be back. Please don't go away. Welcome back. We are still in the Legally Speaking show. Remember, whatever question you have, if you ever have a topic that you want us to tackle, kindly talk to us through SMS lines. You can also follow us on our Facebook page, or sometimes you can hit my inbox, Celestine Waka, either Facebook or wherever, TikTok, WhatsApp. We are still available. In the house, with Irene Njeru from Lewis and Company Advocates. I had told you earlier, she is an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and today we are here tackling or trying to understand exactly the laws that govern us as employees. What laws protect you as an employee? And before we went for a small or short commercial break, we had actually highlighted who an employee is. We had talked of the different rights we have of an employee, and we actually looked at the illegal and legal termination. You know, someone says, I was illegally terminated. So what does it mean for someone to be illegally terminated? What are the grounds? What remedies there for someone who has been illegally terminated? And again, when we talk of the legally termination, what are we talking about? So we continue with our show. Remember, 22914 is our SMS line. At our Facebook page, as I've told you, Mwangaza TV, and our YouTube channel, Mwangaza TV Kenya. Irene Jeru, our advocate, thank you so much for creating time to be with us. Now, I want us to look at an issue on salary deductions. There are times you had mentioned that within the contract, some of the things that must be included in the contract is about the salary, the amount you're going to be paid. And there are times when you've signed a contract, you're being paid 20,000, and along the way maybe something happens to the company, or maybe we had the coronavirus and so many companies were going down, then your salary is reduced to 15,000. What happens in such a case? Are there grounds that allows or determine someone's salary to be deducted?
So to respond to that question, Celestine, I will say there are legal grounds to deduct your salary, where there are statutory deductions such as NHIF, NSSF,
yes,
such deductions, or we can say now it's SHA.
Yes, it's SHA. Yes.
And with regards to any other deductions that are out of the statutory deductions, the employer needs your consent to do the deductions, because as we had said earlier, there is already a contract that has said such and such person is being paid 20,000.
Yes.
So for that contract to be valid, then there has to be another agreement that you will be agreeing to such a deduction.
Yeah.
Your employer cannot just arbitrarily say that they want to reduce 5,000 from your salary.
Yes. Whether the facts or the circumstances leading to the reduction are genuine.
Yes.
So when I'm given a second or a different contract, does it nullify the previous contract that I had signed?
Yes, if for instance you are employed for 1 year, you had a 1 year contract, and then you get another contract
along the way before the end of the 1 year.
Oh, so you're getting another contract before
maybe
the end
like 6 or 7 months down the line, I signed a contract, a 1 year contract, but now 6 or 7 months down the line, the other issue arises of salary deduction.
So this other contract will only be binding if you signed it. If you don't sign it, then the contract that is in force is the earlier contract that you had signed for the 1 year, which is binding to both you and your employer. Yes.
Now I'm listening to you, and I'm realizing just how much we didn't know as our as employers and as employees as well, because there are times when we act out of our own knowledge as employers without knowing the implication or the repercussions. Now I want us to look at in moments when my rights have been violated, the rights you've mentioned and many more, in moments when my rights have been violated, what is the remedy?
So Celestine, let's say for instance you are working at a place and you have been terminated.
Yes.
This is one of the violations that we encounter from a day to day in our law firms, that someone has been unfairly terminated.
Yes.
They look at the reason why the employment was terminated, and they, according to them, the reason for termination was not lawful, and also the process, as we have said, was not followed. There was no notice issued. There is nothing that has been issued. So when this person goes to the Employment and Labor Relations Court, and the court finds that, or rather, when they go to the court, what they will be asking for as remedies is, number one, damages for unfair and unlawful termination. Yes. And then the other thing you will be asking for is for the accrued wages or rather salaries or any payments that you have not received. Let's say, for instance, you had not completed all your 21 leave days. You will be asking for you to get reimbursement for
the 21 days.
Yes, for the days that are remaining. If they are 21, if they are 15, you will be requesting for that. Some employees even will request for reinstatement back to the company. Yes, that your employee is ordered by the court to take you back as an employee in the company. Yes.
And for all these things to happen, are there specific persons I need to talk to? Or are there unions? Is there a body before I can present my case to court? Do we have unions?
Yes, the Constitution of Kenya under Article 41 gives the rights to employees to join unions, which we really advise employees to join.
Yeah.
So if there is a union, like the teachers have their union,
yes, they do.
nurses have their union.
Yes.
So it is advisable for you to join because they assist in dispute resolutions when there is a dispute between you and your employer. Yes.
Wow. 22914 Facebook page, Mwangaza TV, and our YouTube channel, Mwangaza TV Kenya. Someone is asking, supposing I have a contract, let's say in my place, I'm a reporter. Yeah, so the contract I signed shows that Sele was taken in as a reporter. Then along the way, my boss looks at me and realizes this lady can be a manager, you know, and then I'm promoted to be a manager, or I'm moved now, like when we're talking of the government positions, you're moved from this department, you're taken to the other department, or maybe you're demoted from being a CS and you're given another post. Should every step have its own contract, or what happens?
Celestine, it's very important to have everything under written contract, as I had said earlier.
Yes.
To be able to capture, let's take for instance, you have been promoted from a certain position to another higher position.
Yeah.
Now, the contract that you had earlier does not indicate the current position that you are in. And if there is change in salary, this the previous contract does not show the increase in terms of salary.
Yes.
This other contract also does not show the responsibilities that you have now in this higher position that you have been given. So it is important to get contracts that is at par with what now you are doing as an employee of this company or as a civil servant.
I want us to look at this might be an oversight question, but I want us to look at our domestic workers, the managers who help us around the house. They manage our farms, and because they don't have a voice, or they do not know anyone they can talk to. Does the legal firm have maybe a procedure of helping them, or a platform where these people can maybe report the cases? Because we've had cases of domestic violence to the employees, and you've mentioned of security as when we are working. We've had cases of sexual harassment, and yes, such. Where do they run to?
Now for domestic employees,
yes,
these are some of them are even paid on a monthly basis.
Yes, in fact, most of them.
Yes, and as we have said, some of them even work for more than 3 months without a contract. And at the end of the day, we have said if they work for a continuous 3 months, yes,
forever.
Yes, there are some who work for a very long time, such that you have raised a child since they were 1 day old.
By the way, my viewer, does your domestic worker have a contract? Did you provide a contract for her? Because I don't think we have provided contracts to our employees, those of us who have them. And if you have done that, kindly hit my inbox. This is a good thing. You need to be uploaded.
So surprisingly enough, most of our domestic workers are actually not casual laborers. They are employees. They are employees.
Yes.
Under now an oral contract.
Okay. Yes.
So now they can seek redress under this oral contract. These days we are paying them through M-Pesa. They will be able to show that you're paying them monthly through M-Pesa.
Yes.
They will be able to show that, yes, I was an employee of this person
and I was staying in her house.
Yes, and I've stayed here for this period. So they can be able to get redress from the employment and labor relations court or the labor offices. Yes. So and for these other claims like domestic violence, sexual harassment, specifically domestic violence, these can be even criminal cases.
Okay. Yes. You've said that you shouldn't work for more than 3 months without having a contract. And we were talking about our domestic workers, many of whom do not sign a contract. Even for the people who are watching me today, they have house girls, house helps in their homes, but they have never given them a contract, maybe the oral contract. And more often the contracts are, terminated unlawfully, as you've said, and there are times when their salaries are deducted, as they are said, and then we're talking of a domestic worker who is living in your house. So who is responsible for this domestic worker?
So the person that is responsible for this domestic worker, of course, now is the employer.
Okay.
So they are responsible for everything, for making sure that they have a good working environment,
Okay.
a healthy and safe working environment.
Yes.
That they are well taken care of, which includes paying their NHIF, because now they are an employee under you.
Okay.
Yes.
It is me to pay for them.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's you now to also provide the contract, because normally it's the employer who provides the contract for signing.
Okay.
Yes. It's not the employee who will come and give you a contract. You're the one who is supposed to provide the contract.
Okay. All right. So your final remarks as we wrap up before you tell us where you guys are located and how we can find you.
So my final remarks are, Celestine, that in Kenya we are a governed people, and specifically in employment we have laws that govern us.
Yeah.
So these laws should be able to guide us as employers on how we should manage our employees.
Yes.
And also for employees, when you go taking up a job, you know now what rights you have as an employee and what is required of you as an employee.
All right. So if someone wants to talk to you people as Lewis and Company advocates, where are you found?
Offices are at Muthaiga. Muthaiga is on Thika Road. So at Muthaiga Square, we are on second floor at office number 203. Yes.
All right. Online?
Yes, we have. We are present online. We have a TikTok account, Lewis and Company Advocates, and also on Facebook, Lewis and Company Advocates.
All right. Thank you so much, Irene, for your time. Thank you so much for the knowledge. We didn't know. Now we know. And I know even my viewer is cleverer than we started watching this show. There are so many things we didn't know. And many of us, I believe, are either lacking in one or two things. But here we are. We are now knowledgeable. Thank you so much, my viewer, for joining us. And if you've missed any of our episodes, kindly visit our YouTube page, Mwangaza TV Kenya. There's so many things we've handled there. And in case you have something else that you want us to tackle, kindly hit my inbox or do us an SMS on 22914. You can still do an SMS on our Facebook page, Mwangaza TV, and definitely we are going to take it up from there. May the Lord bless you and do you well. And of course, I have a very professional crew that has made sure that this show has gone on air. Once again, may the same blessings be your portion. Until next time, my name is Celestine Uwaka the Favored.